It is officially game week once again. Straight up Tennessee family. It's your boy Ruck in the building. I'm joined by my boy C2. But listen, tonight on Sunday, the college football playoff first round starts this week. I repeat, the college football playoff round one, the inaugural year of the college football playoff starts this weekend. And the Tennessee Volunteers got a big primetime showdown in the Shoe on Saturday at 8 p.m. local time there in Columbus, Ohio. We're going to dive into it. I mean, tomorrow is the scout, but tonight is the pre. Like, it's the pre-scout. You feel me? Like, we're going to talk about the Shoe. We're going to talk about what to expect. We're going to talk about everything that we need because tomorrow night is the full scout of Ohio State, what they bring to the table defensively, offensively, coaching schemes, coaching scenarios. What do they like to do in pressure or in big moments? But tonight, man, we're going to talk Tennessee basketball for the first few minutes. That's a massive win last night against Illinois in Champaign. Then we're going to dive in, man. Tennessee Vols in the portal. What does this impact us? I mean, I think it impacts the playoff a lot. Even though these cats never played, it does make a difference. And then y'all know what it is, man. It's the pre-scout. It's all Ohio State, Tennessee from there on, man. We do have a really, really cool segment we're going to do that kind of talks about the what ifs of the college football playoff. If the college football playoff would have been seeded, ranked by seeds and not by how the committee likes to do what they do because they crazy. We have that graphic for you, and we're going to talk all about it tonight. So what's good, everybody? You already know what it is. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the Sunday show, the pre-scout. Ohio State, Tennessee is game week, baby. Let's go.
First play, second quarter, touchdown, Tennessee. That throw's intercepted. Pierce down the sideline. Touchdown.
Happy Sunday, good people. Happy Sunday. It's your boy Ruck in the building, joined by my guy C2. Man, y'all know what to do. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and join. Hit that subscribe. Hit that bell notification, man, so you never miss an episode. We're still climbing, man, well over 1,000 subs, but let's get that thing to 1,050 before the game this Saturday night. If you're listening on Apple and Spotify, glad to see you. Glad to be with you guys, man. Go ahead and rate this thing 5 stars and let the people know why they need to be listening to Straight Up Tennessee, baby. C2, man. It's freaking game week, bro.
Bro, I'm so excited.
Bro, it's actually like this isn't just like a regular game week either. You know what I mean? Like
No,
there's a
this is
little
big.
extra sauce on this. There's a little extra sauce on it.
Much appreciate all the teams that got us started with their bowl games this past weekend. It was nice to have at least some college football to watch. But really looking forward to some actual big games because, other than Army Navy, which is all respect, huge game. Those were some rough games to watch.
Very much so. It was not the it was a great weekend for college basketball, though. I'll say that.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I mean, goodness gracious, Gonzaga, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, Rutgers, and the buzzer beater that Dylan Harper had. Like, college basketball, man. And we could say the same for college football. The transfer portal and NIL has made teams that shouldn't be competitive again.
It has,
And it's like Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt in football, like everybody knows Vanderbilt is just Vandy. They are who they are, but NIL, like that being a great prestigious school just based off of academics and nursing and all of the things that it provides to the student itself, like they're bound to be good at some point. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
not like great, but they're bound to be like how they were this year, 6-6, going to a bowl game. Like I see that being the standard at Vanderbilt. You know what I mean?
Well, I could see them going a little higher than that. I could see them becoming like the new Kentucky, what Kentucky was over the past like 8 to 10 years, where they've got like 7, 8, maybe every once in a while a 9-win season, especially with the way the SEC schedule has changed. Like if
I
they
see
end up
that.
with like a Texas schedule, like Texas had this year, I could see
Yeah.
them winning 7, on the edge, maybe 8 games. But the
Mhm.
other interesting thing about the transfer portal, it has made some teams that were perennially good not good. Florida State, Clemson having to squeak into the ACC title when normally, like, it's just assumed that Clemson is going to win the ACC title. It's not that case. It's not that way anymore.
Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat, man. Artez, what's happening, Tez? Adrian Wells in the
Artez.
building. What's up, my boy? And the one and only DE, Dylan Elam, the boy, is in the building. There's more people, man. If y'all in the chat, go ahead and throw in the oranges, man. It's game week, y'all. It's a big week, man. This is the inaugural season of the college football playoff. I feel like we're gonna see some craziness. I do also feel though, like for some reason, C2, I just got this feeling that like obviously the best game of the first weekend is Tennessee Ohio State. There's not another
Oh, yeah.
game that I'm just looking forward to. Not because Tennessee's my squad, but like legit because I look at the other matchups and I'm just kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, cool, something to watch. But the most intriguing and the biggest game is this one. I mean, you got two teams who are both 10-2, who are both chasing a national championship. Ohio State hasn't won a national championship since that BCS, since the first year of that college football playoff in 2014. That was Ezekiel Elliott and them. Crazy that was that long ago.
Yeah, and
but
honestly, regardless of who wins, whether it's us or Ohio State, the most interesting game of the second weekend will also be whoever won this matchup versus Oregon.
absolutely, because I mean, let's say it like this: Oregon beat Ohio State at Oregon early in the year by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee can go. Oregon's never seen a defense like Tennessee all year long.
No.
And never seen an offense and Oregon's offense just isn't very good. I mean, not offense, sorry. Woo! Let me take that back. Oregon's offense is very good. Oregon's defense is not very good to me.
I don't think
you
they've
watch
seen
what
a
they
team.
did.
Go ahead.
You watch what they did against Penn State, bro. It's not good.
Yeah. I don't think they've seen a team that runs as up-tempo of an offense as they like to run either all year. So I think that would be something interesting for their defense to deal with because most of the teams in the Big Ten aren't really like up-tempo, hurry-up style offenses. We're going to pound the rock, we're going to slow down, we're going to try and grind you away.
Yeah. I obviously we're fans, dude. We ain't media. We don't get on here and act like the media at all. But God Almighty, I would love to get to week 2 and then week 3 and week 4 and etc. But this week is the most important week because it's the next week we have on the schedule. And I think that Tennessee has everything right here in front of them, bro. This is the perfect matchup for Tennessee. This is perfect. You got a team that's beat down, battered, fan base is all out of whack. They got to wear red pants to get their fans excited to go to a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where they are right now. And I love that. Dylan, I'm going to come back to what you said in just a minute. I love what you said right there. I'm going to bring that back. But before we dive into all football talk, dude, let's just talk about last night, Tennessee basketball up there in Champaign, Illinois. Woo! Bro, I mean, it was sloppy all night. It was sloppy all night long. I felt like, I felt like early when they got out, I think it was 7-0 to start before Tennessee had a basket. It couldn't have started any worse for Tennessee. And, you're looking at the game like, oh, crap, here's a Barnes start where we don't finish well. And, we don't know how to come back out of something like this. But lo and behold, God Almighty, Chaz Lanier didn't play that great. Foul troubles, Zakai Ziegler. Goodness, man. I'm getting a lot of slander on social media because Sale chopped up one of the craziest clips I've ever said. I said Zakai Ziegler is not very good, but nobody knows the context of what I was talking about in the show. If you watch the full show, you'll see that I was talking about offensively, he has not been very good. And again, last night, point
That
blank, again, he was not very good.
that
Like,
lob pass he tried with 2 minutes left in the game was
dog,
crazy.
dog. Like, that's the
Crazy.
stuff that I'm talking about. It's just like, dude, we how are we winning games like this and our one guard who's been here now as his senior year isn't playing well? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. He does some dumb stuff. He does some stuff that frustrates the crap out of me. He is probably the best on-ball defender other than Meshack in the country. Like, you do not want that 5'9" little rascal just following you around anywhere. But like offensively, dude, it is bad. It is really, really bad. And the turnovers, the lobs, like, what are we doing? Like, trying to shoot threes, airballing threes, wide open threes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, goodness, man, he's got to turn it around, because I like ZZ, but brother has just not been playing well at all. I mean, he's had like, maybe we played 10 games. He's probably been good 2 of them. You know what I mean? And it's been against lesser competition. You know,
He
go ahead.
he can make me go from, oh, nice play, to what the heck are you doing, faster than any other player in any sport I think I've ever watched.
I mean,
Like
he went 1 for
that steal, he stole the ball. I was like, nice steal, Zakai. And then he just tries to like no look backwards, lob it over his head, trying to lob over someone who's probably half a foot taller than him. What are you doing? Stop.
You know what's crazy? I said Chaz didn't play well. He was just in foul trouble. Dude still had 17. He was 5 of 7, 2 of 6 from 3. He didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line. He was like less than 4. He was almost less than 50%. He was 5 of 9, right over it. You know, Zakai Ziegler had 6 points, man, and 4 of those came from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Gainey went to work
He
yesterday.
carried.
He put the team on his back and went to work. That was the Gainey that we thought we were getting when he left Upstate. Like, that's what we thought we were getting, was a scoring guard who could push the paint, who's not scared to go in the paint and get fouled and get free throws. Bro, he was at the line 9 times. Or he went to the line 4 times. He was 8 of 9. 5 times. He went to the line and he was 8 of 9. Like, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
that's
he
a
was
guy that was getting
50%
to the
from 3.
50% from 3, getting to the cup, not forcing bad shots. Like, he shot some shots early where he was just trying to get into a rhythm. But once he got locked in, bro, he was like, give me the ball. And he just kept hitting big shot after big shot after big shot. And that's the thing that Tennessee is honestly, that is what's going to happen. Like, that's what's going to happen at some point in the season. Chaz or somebody foul trouble. Who's going to step up? Gainey proved that he can.
Yeah.
He proved
And
it.
the thing that kills me on that is he and Chaz had the same amount of free throw shots. So they were getting fouled down low or fouled in general. Why is Milicic not leading the team in free throw shots? He should be, in my opinion. He should be driving the ball, getting down there. I know he can shoot threes, but they weren't falling last night. So stop shooting them and go to work.
At one point last night, he was like 1 of 9. At one point, he finished the game 2 of 13
and 0 of 8 from 3.
0 of 8 from 3. He did have 14 rebounds. He was on that block, bro.
He was.
My problem is this. Felix Okpara just ain't physical, man. He's not physical enough for me, bro. He played 9 minutes, man. And I see why Barnes said he only playing 9 minutes. The dude only had 3 rebounds. I mean, like, a point guard out rebound him almost. Like,
well, the real teller, because some of the point guards played a little bit more minutes, but the real teller for me is Bishop Boswell played 6 minutes, so he played 3 less minutes and had the same amount of rebounds.
Yeah,
what you doing?
And Bishop Boswell is also 6'4". He's not very tall. You know, Akbar is up pushing 7 foot, and Bishop's a guard, and was out there. He big minutes from him, man, being a freshman. So You know, you said it earlier before we got on the show. Like, that was the win we needed to the end of the year. Right now, you kind
Mhm.
of can coast. You don't want to coast, you don't want to play bad, but even if you do play bad, you should still win the rest of these games leading into
Yeah.
SEC play at the top of the year. So I mean, Tennessee plays on Tuesday against Western Carolina. Then they turn around and don't play again until the next Monday against MTSU. Then obviously it's Christmas, and then they will play again on New Year's Eve against Norfolk State at the Food City Center. And then C2, it is officially SEC play, and they play
Yeah.
freaking Arkansas January 4th, bro.
Well, they play Arkansas, Florida, and Texas all within a week.
It's beautiful. That's the
Yeah.
gauntlet. That's what you want. Shout out to Miss Rebecca. She says, "Our angry little F." Did y'all see that sign? I love me some ZZ. Yeah, man. ZZ is a fan favorite, but he is not playing well right now. And let me say that it's the inconsistency. You know, me and Sale argue about Zakai Ziegler at least once a week. At least
Hey,
once a week.
yeah. Y'all think you see it in the Discord? I get texts from these two going at it. I'll be at work. I'll check my phone after a couple hours. I got like 50 texts from these two going back and forth on Zakai Ziegler.
We talk about Zakai Ziegler all the time, and it's like I like that dude. I love him as a person. I want more. I want more. I want more out of that position. Like, why can't we just have 100 Kennedy Chandlers? You know what I mean? Like, dude came in for 1 year and made that position just God, dude, he was just dude was special, bro. Dude was special. Wish he would have stayed another year because KC was cold. But it's rare that you get like a 3-year Jordan Bone. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jordan Bone was that's a different cat. So y'all, man, let's dive in a little bit, man. Let's get back to the football.
Pause for a second. I did want to shout
did?
out Lady Vols, record-setting performance.
Ooh, yes.
Most 3-pointers ever. I mean, giving them their credit, nothing taken away, because they did score 139 points, and that's a lot of points. I don't care who you're playing. They were playing North Carolina Central Eagles, which anytime I feel like if you're playing a team that's got 3 words in their name before you even get to their mascot, they're not very good. But shout out to them that they are way better than I thought they would be this year. I knew they would. I thought they would be good, but I didn't think they would be rolling like they are. So shout out to them before we switch to football.
Shout out to Coach Kim, bro. Coach Kim is really her. She is her. Like, these girls are, first of all, they're in shape. The way they play, bro, if they weren't in shape, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Like, the run and gun, like, dude, they don't care who shoots the ball. Just shoot it. Get it up on the rim. Shout out Coach Kim and the Lady Vols, man. 33 pointers, bro. Crazy. That's crazy, bro. 90 points on threes, bro. Who gonna beat them doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, now, and the thing about it is, bro, I keep trying to think about the ladies like, man, what happens when they all have a bad game? Like, that's just not gonna happen. Everybody's not gonna have a bad game.
Likely.
You know what I'm saying? Especially how she subs 5 in, 5 out. Like, that's just kind of crazy. So, okay, let's dive into football. I want to go back to what Dylan says right here. He says, before we get into it, let's just stop and smell the roses. We've all been through it the last 20 years, and now we're sitting in the playoffs. It's been a long time coming. Man. Bro, do you remember the Dooley years, bro?
Bro, him those dumb orange pants.
Do you remember how we felt so promising when Kiffin came back and we lost to Bama 6-3? We lost to LSU. We lost like to all of these teams so close, and then he just left us, and we felt like we had no hope again. And man,
and now we in the playoffs, and he's sitting at home.
literally, it's just. I can't wait to be in the stadium Saturday night, bro. Like, it's gonna be cold. I don't care. Like, I've got my cold wear. I'm ready to go. It's gonna be a fun time. I said this, and I ain't trying to lose, but I said, even if we did, like the fact that I can say, man, I was hanging out with some of my homies, my friends in Columbus, which C2 should be there, but he's not.
Christmas with the family.
Who cares? No one cares about that. No one. No one. We needed you there. We really needed you there. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, but I say all of that to say this. We've been through HE double hockey sticks for the last 20 years. And now the Vols are in the college football playoff. And even with a loss, I don't want a loss. I don't want none of that. But even with a loss, it's going to feel great to say, man, like I was in that place. And we had the opportunity to go and play football at an unfamiliar place with unfamiliar territory, with unfamiliar stadiums, with unfamiliar weather. And it was an awesome time. But I just don't feel, there's not a bone in my body that thinks Tennessee's getting out of Columbus without a W. I'm being dead serious. Like, this is a beat down Ohio State team. This is a team that really, I said this earlier, bro, but they so beat down that the university felt like they had to bring back some pants that was red to get their fans excited to watch a game.
They're so beat down, they're trying to make it a felony to plant a flag at midfield, even though they did that to Michigan. I think the last time they beat them. So to be fair, they may not remember then. That was a long time ago.
20 what? And 19?
Who knows, man? It was before I was living in Nashville. I know that much. But yeah, I mean, they're as soft as the Texas fans that complain about the horns down thing and tried to make that taunting. Like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Tennessee Junior, what's up, man? He said so much misery coming to this point, bro. Was in college, late 90s, spoiled to just crush for so dang long, bros. I'm hoping you're right, Ruck, about getting that dub. Dylan says, first game I went to was Georgia State, senior year of high school. Got 3 buddies together and pooled our money and drove 6 hours for that. We are back and better than ever. Man. It's real, bro. Like, we're really in the playoff, and that game is this weekend, and we get to scout them all night tomorrow night. I can't wait. But tonight, bro, like the biggest news, I think, leading into a game like this is what Tennessee will be without, right? Like, you think about the transfer portal and how the portal opened back on December 9th. I think they got to fix that rule, dude. There's no reason the portal should be open in 2 windows within 4 months from each other. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, also just like, in a way, punishes the teams that are still playing for something. Because there are other teams out there that aren't as good. They can sit there and devote all of their time to trying to get these kids that are jumping in the transfer portal. And that's why you see some guys ending up at places like Wake Forest when they're like leaving Tennessee going to Wake Forest. I mean, you're going to get playing time, I guess. I guess that's a plus, but
you hope
that you're not going to get the spotlight. Well, if you don't get playing time at Wake Forest, you might as well make sure you majoring in something that pays well, because you ain't going to the league. But I was looking at it because I knew we were going to talk about this. I was looking at it. I was going through 24/7 Sports, their college football transfer portal, their rankings, right? And in the top 50 players that they've ranked in the college, in the transfer portal right now that have actually signed with a new team, there is only one that has signed with a playoff team, and he is number 49 on the list.
Who is he?
Dylan, I don't know how to say his last name. He's a safety. He's committed to Oregon from Purdue.
I saw that. Yep. I mean, like, just a list. So Vyson Lane entered first, then Khalifa Keith, Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, Jordan Matthews, Jalen Smith, Nathan Leacock, Nate Spielman, and Cam Seldon was yesterday. The only one to have committed somewhere right now is Caleb Webb, like you mentioned, to Wake Forest. And I mean, I think losing Chaz Nimrod and Caleb Webb hurts legs and bodies for the playoff. But goodness gracious, I think we're gonna get what we wanted. We're gonna see a lot of Mike Matthews on Saturday.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you're gonna have a healthy Brew, you'll have a healthy Dante, you'll have Brazel, Squirrel, and then Mike is your next guy.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
I don't get transferring in this portal. If you're on a playoff team, I don't get transferring. Like, I don't get going through the portal and committing to a new team in the middle of a playoff run anyway. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way because, like, even if you weren't going to see a ton of minutes, but like Nimrod sees the field, you're telling me you're more worried about like transferring than trying to get this championship? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why not transfer in the spring one when you can like show what you did on the playoff stage and maybe even get into a better team than Wake Forest, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Dylan says it best, bro. He said hype letting Caleb and Chaz walk lets me know that he expects the receivers to be healthy. I mean, God, they've had
Yeah.
almost 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time we play, it will be 3 solid weeks since they've played. They're gonna be good to go. They're gonna be good to go.
For sure.
You know, I was thinking about it, and like it's guys like Jalen Smith, a dude that played great minutes in different big games, man. Like he's playing minutes against Georgia. And you transferring, like the only reason I can even imagine a kid like that transferring is for some more NIL bread. And it's just like, dude, come on, man. Like, where are you gonna go that's better than Tennessee and make more money?
Right.
No, what I can't wait to see where he commits because I'm like, if he commits to somewhere bigger, if he commits to a Bama or a Georgia or a Texas or something like that, there's no way in my mind they paying him more than Tennessee would have. There's just no way. There's no way. Adrian says this, bro. He says a lot of them that left didn't even travel with the team most of the games this year. Some of them, offensive lineman wise, you're actually kind of right. Vyson Lang didn't. I didn't see Khalifa Keith a lot. Nate Spillman definitely not. You know, so I mean, you're not wrong.
I think for the most part, other than Jalen Smith, he's really the only one I can think of that I was surprised when the news came out. I definitely wasn't surprised by Cam Seldon. As soon as Bishop got out there and started doing what he was doing, I was like, Cam Seldon, he's gone. He's got to get out of here to get some playing time.
The sucky part about Cam was not even that. It wasn't that he wasn't going to play. He got hurt. Like he got hurt before the first game, and Deshaun Bishop came in, and you get passed up, bro. Like that. I'm sorry. Like you were good. Cam Seldon was good, man. I felt like he was going to be good in the future, but he couldn't stay healthy, and I'm afraid that that's just him. And in the future, sadly, man, I just don't know if he'll play 12 games in a season.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so for his sake. I no ill will towards Cam Seldon. I understand getting out because he wasn't going to get playing time next year. But
no, I mean, you already know, like if Dylan Sampson is planning on coming back, if that's real, you're going to have the same running back room 2 straight years. Like when has that ever happened?
Yeah.
You know, like the last year I can think of it was Jay Wright, Bari, and then Dylan Sampson's freshman year. Like that was 2022. You know what I mean? Like we hadn't seen that ever. Like, but dang, to have this type of room back together, that would be crazy, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than our game on Saturday, what is one game that intrigues you? Well, like, is there one for me? I really don't have one. Maybe Clemson, Texas, just because you don't know what Clemson team's ever going to show up. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
But past that,
personally, I think Indiana and Notre Dame is interesting just because they're both like meh. Like they were good enough to get in, but also the fact that apparently Indiana has never played at Notre Dame, even though they're like in the same state, they've never like been to their house. That's weird to me.
But
you know, I'm I'm also interested to. I'll be honest. I'm a little interested in all these games just because for so long, all these other conferences, when it was a 14 playoff, were complaining about how they weren't getting any love. It's time to put up or shut up. Like if you're SMU, you're Arizona State. I know Arizona State doesn't play this coming week, but if you get blown out in this game, all you are doing is proving the point that people have been arguing for forever, which is if you are not in the SEC or the Big Ten, you're going to get waxed. You can't get TCU'd in this playoff if you're not from one of those conferences.
God, Lee, we don't even want to talk about that anymore. Look at this. Look at this. Dylan says you're a sicko if you're watching in Notre Dame versus Indiana.
Hey, we got like a month and a half left of college football, Dylan. I will watch anybody.
Oh my God. I feel him though. I mean, I get you, C2. I really do. I'm that 8:00 game is just
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
watch
dude,
that
like
too.
there's not another matchup that
Yeah,
even
that's
gets
the
me
best
fired up.
game.
Obviously, I'm gonna watch Indiana Notre Dame because it's on Friday night, right? Like, of
Mhm.
course, I'm gonna turn that on. But man,
Bro,
it's
if I
gonna be
watch South Alabama and Western Michigan, I'll watch any of these games.
watch anything, bro.
Like, I'll watch anything, clearly.
Y'all, my guy Sale did an incredible graphic that I wanted to show to the screen because this is the playoff bracket if it would have been seeded by seed instead of all of the qualifiers and all of that. So I mean, this is what makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
You
Like
mean rewarding teams for their high rankings instead of punishing them?
Absolutely. Like
Are you
you have
crazy?
Oregon at the 1 seed, Penn State at the 4, Texas at the 3, and Georgia at the 2 seed. So what would happen based off of seeding, you know, you're gonna then really this is even a little more different, right? Didn't Texas drop to 5? Notre
Yeah,
Dame
I
went
think
to
this
4
is what it would have been.
before the championships.
Well, no, it has to be after
No.
the championships because Georgia's ranked ahead. Maybe it's based off the AP poll. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. I love this, and I wish that this is what would have happened. Because even though Tennessee, yes, that first round game, we smacking them by 3 tutties.
Oh, no, this is right. Texas is 3 in the CFP rankings, the final one.
Okay. My point is, I would much rather play Georgia there in the 2 spot in another neutral site in the Sugar Bowl because, one, it's not in Georgia. Georgia has too many games, neutral site games, where they end up playing in Georgia. Like the Natty is in freaking Georgia.
Yep.
It's frustrating as crap that they always get the home field advantage in big games every time. SEC championship, Georgia. The Natty this year, Georgia. It's just garbage. But I like Georgia in the second round if we got there right there. Like, because they haven't played at that point in a month, almost. I like that. And then, I mean, yes, Texas and Ohio State, I think that would be an awesome game. Here's the thing. Arizona State is hot. Yes, they are as hot as can be right now. But this is probably the worst thing that could have happened for them is to not be playing still. And to now they're going to be off for an entire month, dude. Like, that's probably the worst thing for a team that's been hot. So if y'all see that Arizona State gets blew out when they play in the second round, come back to this show and remind yourself. That's why.
Well, and this right here, what you're showing right here is why you cannot afford to get waxed if you are the Big 12 champion or the ACC champion, because they will switch to this format so fast.
They need to.
So I agree. But if you're fighting for them not to, Boise State, you can't get blown out. Arizona State, you can't get blown out. SMU and Clemson, you can't get blown out because this will be what we go to next year if you get whooped.
Yeah, for my Apple and Spotify people that can't see this, I'll just run through the numbers for you so you can kind of understand what we're talking about here. So this is the college football playoff if it was based off of the college football playoff rankings and not how they formulated the playoff bracket. So Oregon is number 1, Georgia's 2, Texas is 3, and Penn State would be number 4. So those would be your first round buys right there. You have number 8 and 9, which would be Indiana and Boise State. Then you have 5 and 12, which is Notre Dame and Clemson. 6 and 11 would be Ohio State and Arizona State. And then 7 and 10 would be the Vols and the SMU. I don't even know what they
Mustangs.
Yeah, there you go. SMU Mustangs.
Come on,
I about called them.
They used to be in the SEC.
I about called them the ponies because they say pony up all the time.
Yeah.
So 7 and 10 would play Georgia, whoever won. 6 and 11 would play Texas. 5 and 12 would play the 4 seed, and that bye is Penn State, and then 8 and 9 would play number 1 team Oregon. So, I mean, it's something cool to look at, and I think it's something that they're going to really have to take into consideration, especially if they talk about expansion again in 2 years.
Yeah. Well, also this would be nice because obviously we would get a home game, but also SMU at Tennessee would be the biggest tailgate party because SMU parties hard.
Dallas.
So that tailgate would be insane.
Hey, we'd probably be turning up together, having a good old time.
100%.
It's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. Sorry. Yeah, I think that this is a great format. And I think that there's a place where there's a reality where this is real. And I think it needs to be because it rewards the good teams at the end of the day. Like if you're a low seed in the top 4, Penn State, like sure, yeah, you may have Notre Dame or Clemson, but the number 1 team should be playing someone like that. They should not have to play Ohio State nor Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because it's like we are showing you that we don't really care that you've been number 1.
Yeah,
earn it.
And Alabama had the correct argument. They just didn't have the correct season to make it when they're talking about how the way it was done this year doesn't encourage people to play a tough schedule. And they're right. It doesn't encourage people to play a tough schedule.
But
the reason I say it's the wrong argument for them is because they didn't lose to the best teams on their schedule. They lost to 2 6-6 teams. So right argument, wrong team to be making said argument.
Exactly.
This rewards teams who played tough schedules and still won. I absolutely believe that the Power 4 and 1 Group of 5 conference should get an automatic bid into the playoffs. I do not think they should get an automatic first round bye. I'm sorry. You won the Mountain West Conference. Congrats. You've done that so many freaking times. I don't even care anymore because there's nobody else in that conference.
That's my
Great
point.
job.
That is my freaking point. Like, and I ain't even gonna get on the Heisman conversation because Travis Hunter won the Heisman, well deserved the Heisman. The Ashton Jeanty argument. I just think had he played anywhere else, would we even be talking about this dude? Would we even be talking about this dude? Any other conference, would we be talking about Ashton Jeanty? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
We would know about him. I think he's good, but I think his stats are definitely inflated.
Time out. Serious question. If Ashton Jeanty played on an SEC roster, would he have had better numbers this year than Dylan Sampson?
Oh no. No.
That's my point.
No.
That's my point.
No.
That's my point. It's like you played in the Mountain West, bruh. Like, yes, you had some crazy numbers against Garbo teams. You playing UNLV for your conference championship, and you want me to give you the Heisman Trophy with? No. Dylan says this. I don't agree with the Group of 5 auto bid. I honestly want a G5 playoff itself. Let's be real, that no G5 school over the last 30 years has been a legitimate contender. Duh. And neither is Boise.
I know, but it's fun to prove that point.
I think that's what they're doing. I really think that's what the playoff is doing, to be honest. I really think that's what they're doing. They're trying to prove a point.
How high do you think Dylan Sampson's numbers would be if this was his schedule? Georgia Southern, Oregon, which their defense isn't that great. They gave up a ton to Penn State, but credit, you played a ranked team. Good job. Portland State, Washington State, Utah State, Hawaii, UNLV, San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming, Oregon State, and then UNLV again. Dylan Sampson, he might have injured himself from running too much.
Bro.
Like, he would get a no contact injury from his legs just giving out on him for how many yards he would have had.
Yeah, that's a crazy scam. When you say it that way, that's crazy. That's trash.
And they gave up 45 points to Georgia Southern.
That's all I'm gonna say. I think Ashton Genty's an incredible running back. I watched him. He's good. He's really good. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in a couple weeks who he really is.
Here's the real telling thing to me. When I pulled up, because I won't be on Monday, so I was going to give a little snippet of my preview into the game tomorrow.
I love it. I love it. Bring it on right now, bro.
Which we'll do in a second. But here's the real thing for me. If you go on to ESPN and you pull up a running back, their first stat in their overview is going to be their yards per attempt versus AP top 25 teams. If you pull up Ashton Genty, he hasn't played enough AP top 25 teams, so they don't have that. They have yards per attempt versus non-conference teams. Which tells me all I need to know about the quality of the schedule, just if I'm being honest.
Exactly.
My snippet on I won't dive in too much into who is Ohio State, but I think there's one way we lose this game and one way only. And that is if we roll out with the same defensive game plan that we had against Georgia. Ohio State has more consistent wide receivers than we do. That is the one spot on their team that I would say is clearly better than what we have. Not even that their talent is better, but they have been more consistent all year than our wide receivers have been outside of maybe Thornton. If we go out there and play a bunch of zone where we're matching up our linebackers against their receivers because of where the zone happens to be, they're going to eat us up. We have got to play man football with a couple zone blitz schemes, and it needs to be zone blitz. Tim Banks, on the off chance you're listening to this, I did not say soft zone. I said zone blitz. We have got to play man-to-man because I will take our corners, I will take our secondary up against their wide receivers any day of the week. They're going to get some catches. They're going to get some decent plays. That's just going to happen because they've got good receivers.
They're going to have some tutties.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
If we go out there and try and have our linebackers covering their wide receivers, we're going to lose. Second thing I want to say about this game. Who on God's green earth is making the over-unders and the spreads for these games? Because it don't make sense.
No.
It does not make sense to me to have the over-under be 47.5, and you're telling me we're losing by a touchdown.
You crazy.
What are you talking about? That ain't going to happen. Every other part of the game, I feel like we are at least even, if not better than, especially in the run game. Quinshon Judkins, he's a decent running back, not going to lie, but 3.9 yards against the AP top 25, and that's the AP top 25 that they have played. Dylan Sampson, 5.2, and we have played better defenses than they have. Yeah. So I think if we let Dylan Sampson eat, we come out and we throw the ball short to mid early. I don't want to see us trying to do a play action deep pass because Nico's going to be too amped up for that to be accurate early in the game.
Who knows though?
Some short middle. No, we need to establish some short and middle passes to let him get his groove on. Let him run some. Let him get popped once. Then chuck that ball deep.
Yeah.
And then
I like it, bro. Smoke them if you got them.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, I can't wait for tomorrow night. We're gonna dive in fully to the Ohio State, or what the Michigan people say, Ohio Soft University. We'll talk more about them tomorrow night, man. I can't wait. Y'all know where to be tomorrow night. 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern, live Monday night. Boy. It's game week. It's the Who is Ohio State show. Can't wait for it, man. So y'all know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and join. Apple and Spotify, rate this thing 5 stars. Share it out to everybody. It's game week. Here's the thing, too, y'all. We're doing something special this week. We're live tonight. We're live tomorrow. And we're live Thursday. We live 3 times this week. No recordings. We live, baby. It's live. So y'all need to tap in, put your calendar, put it in your calendar right now. Monday live, Thursday live. Shoot. When we get to Columbus, we might go live. Who knows what's going to happen, man? It's going to be a great weekend. I can't wait. Great week on Rocky Top. So like, comment, subscribe, and join, man. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. We'll see you back live tomorrow night. For my guy C2, man, it's your boy Ruck in the building. Y'all know what it is. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you back live on Monday.